categories. And I just mentioned offensive line, tight end, and linebacker group. I'm looking on here. We have 5 linebackers to the list. Chris Orr out of Wisconsin. Jordan Mack is another great linebacker out of Virginia. Jason Ferris, the linebacker out of Montana Western. David Reese, linebacker out of Florida. There's some big names on here in big-time schools. So the linebacker corps on here might be our strongest position on the undrafted free agent. I think we found some gems there. Maybe not come in being day one starters, or has a great shot of being a Christian McCaffrey-like player. Not saying, let's not get a hissy fit about me. Hey, Chris Orrs is Luke Kuechly, but he's that kind of player, that kind of guy that has that mentality of always being in the right place at the right time, always wanting to do more and more and more. And so I'm pretty excited to see what this linebacker corps does, along with Cam Sutton, the tight end out of Fresno State. He was one of our first guys that we picked up after the draft was over for the undrafted free agent for 2020. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Moving forward, though, getting away from the undrafted free agency, now we're going to get into the free agency of the NFL. What is your thoughts about this free agent list? I know you mentioned a little bit before that you would love to see the Carolina Panthers go out and get the veteran help that they need to kind of, if not be day one starters, at least take some pressure and teach these young players how to be NFL stars.
Well, youth is obviously a great thing for any team, but, you need veterans in there to guide them and teach them what to do. I mean, Ross Cockrell, he was a great player for us on defense last year. One of the few bright spots we did have. I mean, he was a good hitter, and he was good in coverage, too, and that's why he ended up unseating Dante Jackson as a starter later in the year. So I think he'd be a great asset for the Panthers to have back and help these guys like Chin, Clyde, Robinson, and others understand the secondary, understand the system, the new system that's going to be coming in. Maybe even bring JV and Elliott back too. I mean, he was a pretty valuable player for us in those nickel packages. So those are 2 guys that are still out there and haven't been signed by anyone else yet. If the salary cap allows for it, I think both of them can easily return to the Carolina Panthers this year on 1-year prove deals.
I'm okay with, obviously, I don't think that he should be a starter. I think we have better options than Cockrell. But like you mentioned before, I think he has the ability to step in if need be. Another player that, cornerback position, Eli Apple, I would love to see us get him just for a depth piece, or a Logan Ryan. You texted me during draft, so how in the world is Logan Ryan still on the free agent market? One is probably going to be his money situation. He's going to want a lot of money to be a starter, but I don't think he needs to be that right now. He, if not at least a starter, come in, be that starter guy, and help these guys moving forward. It can be a 1 or 2 year deal until these guys get their feet wet. But Eli Apple or a Logan Ryan for the cornerback position, I think, has the best shot of signing here in the next couple days. I really kind of think we should really stick with the young guys in the linebacker position. I think we should stick with the young guys with the safety position, because you have to move a little bit side to side, boundary to boundary. So I think the only place that we really need to go to the free agency market right now, because we picked up one of the best wide receivers in the free agency market, was Robbie Anderson. That was a great pickup for the Carolina Panthers, a pickup that proved that the Carolina Panthers are not just rebuilding, they're retooling. Obviously, we're not going to be the team that's going to go out and win 10 games here, 9 games here, but we have a good shot of competing every single game, and that's exactly what I think Matt Rule is going to be doing. But I believe we need to at least go get some veteran help at the cornerback position, like you mentioned just a few minutes ago. But that Eli Apple, we can get him for cheap. He's kind of a cast-off, a first-round pick. Logan Ryan, I believe he can come over and be a starter and kind of get some reps away from some younger guys so he can teach them how to be great athletes in the NFL. But other than that, I think the rest of the roster is kind of shaping up. Like we mentioned before, the undrafted free agency, I think they have a great shot at coming in and starting for this Carolina Panthers, especially at the linebacker position. I'm loving the Orr pickup by the Carolina. I think he's going to come in and be a starter. Hopefully. I hope I'm right, but we'll see. My friend, anything that you want to talk about before we kind of say goodbye tonight?
Well, going back off what you said, another name that could be a good cornerback presence is Darquez Denard. He was about to sign a contract with the Jaguars, but that ended up falling apart. So, he could be someone that we signed to a one-year proof deal. And given the fact that a deal with the Jaguars fell apart, that's more incentive to give him a proven deal. So him, Logan Ryan, don't forget Logan Ryan was the guy that intercepted Tom Brady's final pass to the New England Patriots. So, he definitely knows how to get into the heads of the best. So, yeah, veteran presence, bringing an outsider like Nard, Ryan, I believe Prince Amukamara is still out there too, or go back to what was working with Cockrell and Elliott, and that secondary could be something to deal with. As far as linebackers go, there aren't many good options that are remaining out there on the market. So I think we're gonna have to work with Shaq Thompson to hear Whitehead this year, see what they can do, and maybe if that doesn't work out, maybe look there in free agency next year. But defense needs some veteran presence. O-line probably needs some more consistency too. Maybe a veteran like Kelvin Beachum or someone like that. And then I think the Panthers would be in decent shape.
And I love the Shaq Thompson-Whitehead combination. I think Whitehead has a chance to be a really good linebacker in this league. He's proved it, at least for the first half of last year for the Oakland Raiders. I think he has a good shot of really standing out and allowing Shaq Thompson to do his thing and rush all over the field. Left to right, back, whatever it is, he has a great shot of helping out there. You just have to find another piece to team up with them, especially if we're going to go for the 4-3. You allow our big, fat jokers on the defensive line, let them do their work, and allow fast, athletic linebackers to get side to side. And if by chance a running back gets past this crazy off the defensive line that we have, I think it's a great opportunity for this Carolina Panthers team to really make some leadway into this year. Maybe not a winning season as much as I am optimistic, because I will like to say they're going to go 8-8 or 8-8 this year. They quite possibly can go 8-8 and also quite possibly can get 9 wins on the season, and that's not far-fetched, especially after this draft, especially after getting pieces that will improve this team right now, not just in the future, but right now. So I'm very optimistic about a great season coming up once we get back on the field. Again, this is Panthers Talk Podcast right here on the CRN Sports Podcast Network. I am Trey Snide, Brandon White. My friend, I appreciate you.
No problem, Trey.
We'll see you later.
I'm good.
This is CRN, the Community Radio Network, the voice of the community, the voice of anything sports, and proud to be the voice of the Comets. Follow us at crnsports.org. Now let's get back to the broadcast coverage on CRN.